start over.
I can't start over.
You have to start over.
I can't start over.
So
can I start over?
Start over.
Okay, yeah. First off,
I'm gonna make coffee. Start over.
okay, Jonathan, we're gonna make coffee. So, statement was, you said what did you say that I said?
Scully hates Glocks.
I do hate Glocks. The reason
You
why
motherfucker, you just said 5 minutes ago I don't hate Glocks.
no, I do hate Glocks.
I don't hate Glocks. That's what you said.
Well, I meant
Jeff used to have an awesome fucking tirade.
I still do.
About how if I wanted a piece of Tupperware, I'd go to a Tupperware party and I'd buy some fucking Tupperware, and Glock gives you $2 of Tupperware and a piece of metal.
And 100% that is still.
Hold on. I know I'm going to fuck you up by this, but Teflon finish. What the fuck is a Teflon finish? Is it black Cerakote, or is a Teflon finish like some black nickel metal hydride? We need to come up with some shit every fucking industry uses and name it something different and have it in our fucking product so we invented it.
It has to be a nylon coating. We need to come up with a nylon coating.
Let's just buy Cordura and we'll call it something else.
Yes. So John is completely right about the Tupperware thing, but like I was telling these guys, so the thing about Glock that I hate is, and you can actually look this up, and the engineers that designed the first Glocks will actually have published this information. It's published. They under-engineered the pistol. The reason why you have a brick with sights on it is because they were trying to under-engineer the pistol to create a low-cost pistol. And the reason why they were trying to create a low-cost pistol is at the time Glock was coming out, they weren't pandering to police officers. They weren't pandering to normal citizens.
Who were they pandering to?
They were pandering to the criminal element.
Hold on, you said hood rat. Use the term hood rat.
Yeah, well, hood rat. Yeah, hood rats. They were trying to get hood rats to buy their guns. So basically, the original Glock pistols that came out were the high points of the 80s.
That's true.
It's 100% true.
No, because you got Jennings, Davis, Larson, Grindle. We had a big fucking Jennings sticker on the door. It was gold foil. It was fucking nice.
So what you end up having is you have a proliferation of handguns that are out on the street that the cops are seeing every day, and they're still carrying, for the most part, those guys are still carrying 38 specials, 357 magnums, 1911s from World War II if they were lucky. So they're carrying these older firearms, and this new generation of firearms is hitting the street.
What about Lugers? Any broom handles on the street?
I will bet.
Was any cop?
I'll bet
there were some cops.
I will bet there is
I'll bet there's a cop running around with a Japanese samurai sword somewhere.
I will bet that there is probably some story of a cop in the 50s carrying around a German Luger.
I'll bet there is.
In the 50s carrying around a German Luger. Anyways, so you have this modern firearm that's hitting the street at a price point that you can't beat. All the gangbangers are buying, all the hood rats are getting them. They got them hanging in their underwear.
Now back then, we're not talking like Compton gangbangers. We're talking like gangs, not gangbangers.
Yeah, we're talking like the movie The Warriors. So, anyway, so all these guns are hitting the streets. So what law enforcement sees is that they need a firearm that is compatible. Now, remember, at this time, the U.S. military is getting ready to make one of the worst decisions it's ever made. It's going to...
Is it called the Beretta?
It's going to buy the Beretta pistol. While Beretta firearms in general are good guns, the pistol and magazine combination that the U.S. military bought made a firearm that never functioned properly. Not in combat conditions, anyways. So, law enforcement always follows what the military does. They're not innovative. So they see the military get this modern semi-automatic firearm that holds 15 rounds, and they're like, man, that's what we need. We need more firepower. We need to have that 15-round magazine because all these hood rats are running around with Glocks with 15-round magazines. Well, law enforcement is a bureaucracy just like anything else. So
how
are the
hood rats getting the guns?
How are they getting them? They were selling fucking cocaine by the
the
truck
somebody
loads.
was buying them.
And then probably just buying them. You know, because you were talking about back at a time when Like even California, at that time period, even California didn't have mandatory background checks. I could go and buy a gun from whoever I wanted, and it didn't matter. So they're obtaining these firearms. So what does the military do, or what does law enforcement do? They do the same thing that the hood rats do. They look at advanced semi-automatic pistols, and then they go, "Well, we only have so much money, so we're going to buy this guy down here." So all the law enforcement agencies throughout the United States start buying these handguns because this is the cheapest handgun on the market, semi-automatic handgun with a 15-round magazine capacity that you can get. Are you about to die? So that's why Glock became so prevalent, because they were cheap. Did they function? Yeah, of course they functioned. But you can take any modern any brand new thing and go against an old thing. And usually the brand new thing is going to win because the old thing has been running for fucking 200 years or whatever. For example, nobody's going to take. If I have a 1969 Camaro and a 2018 Camaro, and I say, which one do you want? You're going to want the 69 Camaro. That's why the 69 Camaro is worth so much money. This car right here, the 2018, is probably more reliable and will get you further down the road. But this is the better car. It's the same thing with the guns. So you get law enforcement buying off on all these firearms. And so what happens? Johnny Citizen's going to do the same thing. Well, the one thing that you're not noticing while all this is going on is Glock is increasing the price of their firearms. So they have more share within the market, but they're making their firearms more expensive. Why? Because they weren't making any money on those first guns. They were like Russian AK-47s. We're just going to give everybody Russian AK-47s, and then in 20 years, all the crazy Americans will be like, it's the best gun ever made, and they'll start buying $800 AK-47s.
Shit, now it's
$1,200 AK-47.
$3,000 AK-47.
Anyways, so that's your Glock thing, right? Now, all your Glock guys, that includes you too, James Yeager.
How many Glocks do you own?
I own right now 4.
I see you carry them.
Yeah, I carry them. All your Glock guys will say it's about firepower and capacity. It's about reliability and capacity.
If you guys want to see a Scully James Yeager Glock debate, just let James know you want to see that happen.
Hey, even James ain't carrying a Glock anymore.
Is he not?
No, he is not. But it's a good reason why. For those of you who don't know, the reason why James Yeager is not carrying a Glock is not because he doesn't like Glocks. James loves Glocks. But he said a long time ago, if a U.S. company would make a striker fire pistol, he would go with the U.S. company as long as that pistol was as reliable. So he went with I believe it's a Smith & Wesson striker fire. You know? Yeah.
Didn't he carry a 1911 for like a couple of days or a week or a couple of weeks?
He did a 1,000-round torture test on a pistol on a 1911.
Dude, I was there when they did the fucking torture test on the Glock pistol.
That shit, like fucking parts were melting off of it, and that motherfucker was still firing. They were dunking it in buckets of water and German house and then.
So, anyways. We weren't even talking about this, and you were making it the Glock thing. So all your Glock guys, anyways, are going to go price and capacity. Well, what you've seen is price and capacity don't really matter anymore. There's not really anybody who's making a semi-automatic pistol, except unless you're talking about 1911s that don't have a double-stack magazine. And the price on the Glocks has incrementally gone through the roof. So, for example, I'll use Chris Costa as an example. Chris Costa may have, I don't know because I don't know him personally, but may have got into Glocks because everybody else was using Glocks and they were cheap. Because Yeager will say the same thing. The Glocks are cheap. The problem is none of those guys are carrying $350 Glocks.
I think James is.
No, even James has got, because that one
Well,
guy,
I mean, for a long time, like
James was probably carrying a straight 19.
I think James carries 3 pistols. Like, he's carrying stock fucking gun. Like, there is not any other than sights. There's no fucking bullshit, fucking trigger job, no guide rod, no fucking crazy shit.
James probably carried a regular 19. But even James has a $3,000 Glock pistol.
But he doesn't carry it.
I know, because he carries a Smith & Wesson now.
But, I mean, he's not carrying, like, a tricked out fucking race gun. I'll bet you we go over there right now. James, let me see your fucking pistol.
Oh,
I bet you it's
yeah,
a normal,
I'll bet his
fucking
pistol is
99% out of the box.
But what I'm saying is,
well, yes, they have them, but I could see Chris with a more expensive gun, or because
what
he's
I'm
out
saying
there,
is all the guys that
he's pushing his gun.
all the guys that are pushing that, they're also carrying more expensive guns. Chris Costa is not carrying.
When Chris was here, we sat upstairs for fucking hours and just bullshitted. When his dog was up and ran off with that skull, fucking tried to eat the skull out of my table. He was saying because Terran Tactical is doing a Glock pistol or something.
34.
So he's like, man, I should do some pistol. So he was showing me the pistol that he was doing, and like dudes were talking shit about it. Well, why the fuck would you? Or we were talking about guys talking shit about Terran Tactical doing a Glock. Well, he just did the movie. Why the fuck would he? I mean, he's working with Keanu Reeves. Why the fuck would he not bring his fucking pistol to market? So Tupperware thing. Tell him how
Tupperware
how it's Tupperware.
It is. I mean, first plastic gun on the market, so it is just Tupperware.
I remember seeing. I think it was SWAT mag. It was one of the gun magazines, right? Talking about how, and even on the news, these are so fucking terrible, and the gun magazines are trying to debunk it, right? But the news would have you believe that you could walk through a metal detector at the fucking airport with it. The gun's got a ton of fucking metal in it, like all the fucking pieces inside that bitch are metal.
They don't even look for that. They don't even look for that anymore.
Now it's all density.
Yeah, now it's all density, so it wouldn't matter. Plus, your bullets, they look like bullets when they x-ray your stuff.
That's like the SEAL team, the low mu thing. Is this low mu? Your gun's not fucking low mu. What does it fucking matter? You're putting 8 fucking magazines in this motherfucker that are metal. What does it matter if this is low mu? Everybody was running to Hawaii and fucking getting that mag fucking tester and getting it fucking certified. Low mu bullshit.
Because they think they're going to grease themselves up and slide out there naked to disassemble them mines.
I guess. I don't know, man.
My problem with SIG is I'm left-handed. So the controls are not in the right spot. Now, I still have a 220. I have two 226s. So I still have some SIGs, but it's just not going to be the go-to gun because the controls are in the wrong spot for me. I have recently bought I don't know what they call it, but it's a 226 that is single action only. So it has a safety just like a 1911, and so I've been.
What did you just call that, a 9mm 1911?
Kind of double stack 1911, but it's still 9mm. So I use that one all the time. I don't use any of the other ones just because, like I said, I'm left-handed, so I need that safety. So if you take any pistol and you put a ambidextrous safety on it, I'll buy it. Just because it has the ambidextrous safety. Like I got a World War II Browning high power. The only reason why I bought it is because it had the ambidextrous safety on it. So this is what I'm going to tell you. This is where we're going with this. Because only the engineers at Glock would do this. This is how much they don't really think about anything they do, and it's the reason why you have like Gen 19 guns. They come out with a new gun. What is it? What's the new? No. What do they call it?
45.
They call it the Glock 45.
It's the dumbest
And what caliber did they make it in? 9mm. You missed a perfect opportunity, Glock. You got a 30. You got a 21. You got a 36. All these guns in 45. You come out with a Glock 45 and your dumbasses make it 9mm. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Just such an affront. Well, I get why they did it. I mean, I get why they did it because no, they did it because they like to introduce their firearms first in girl calibers because girls are the up and coming shooters. So they want to make sure that you don't have any wrist issues or any if you're kind of type of handicapped or something, or you've got something wrong with your hand, that you'll be able to, that little teeny caliber, that little 9mm, you'll be able to shoot it. I understand why they did it, but man up, and just let's creep it up a little bit to a caliber that is more conducive to, I don't know, some testosterone or something. Come on, Glock.
I got weak wrist.
That's what I'm saying. 9mm is perfect for anybody who has some sort of, carpal tunnel or, some arthritis or something. 9mm is the way to go. Outside of that, we're back to my holes theory, right?
Yeah.
It's the biggest hole. You want to create the biggest hole humanly possible. So they missed the whole laser beam and everything, but you shoot. First off, if you're thinking about buying a gun, don't buy a Glock, don't buy a 1911, don't buy a Smith & Wesson because someone who shoots guns told you. The problem is, all of us, we have allegiance to certain things based off of a lot of times things that aren't even real. Well, no, this is real. This is real. This is life's nectar of the gods right here. Just like you said, this is mother's milk right here, my friends. They put a chemical in here that makes you happy. So if you're currently feeling depressed or down, just have a Diet Pepsi, and it will boost your ability to survive the day. But don't listen to us. The beautiful thing about today, modern today, is that you can go to any indoor gun range and you can go and pick out 20 different handguns and go shoot them. That's what you really should do. You should go shoot them. You should find the gun that you're most comfortable with, that you feel like you would carry every day, and you should buy that firearm. That's the first gun you should get. The one you feel comfortable with. It doesn't matter about it. Honestly, it does not matter about caliber. I know all you gun nuts are going to go bananas right now. It doesn't matter about caliber. It doesn't matter about manufacturer. Shoot what you're comfortable shooting. If that's a 380, if that's a 380 Jennings or Raven pistol in nickel plated with Teflon coating so it doesn't spark when you throw it out of your car, then shoot that gun. That's the most important thing. Get the gun that you're comfortable with shooting and shoot it. Then later on, you can dabble in all the he said, she said, 9mm is the greatest caliber, 50 Action Express is the greatest caliber. You can then go that route. Truth be told, none of it matters. The only thing that matters is that you're carrying a gun legally. That's the only thing that matters. Whether it's a 22, like I said, a 50 AE, or shit, a 223 pistol. If you've got a long trench coat, the only thing that matters is that you're carrying a gun legally. Don't listen to any of all the hype about this is this and this, because guess what? Most people, 95.5%, are never going to get in a gunfight anyways. They're never going to get in a gunfight anyways. So you're really talking about, do I have a firearm on me in case I need to defend myself? Defend myself. That's the most important thing. Because if you have it and don't ever need it, you're good to go. But if you need it and don't have it, that's going to be the problem. So carry what you're most comfortable with. It doesn't matter all that other bullshit. It doesn't matter. Eventually, you can as you get more comfortable. What a lot of people will do is they'll buy smaller guns, or pretty guns, or guns that their best friend told them they had to buy, and they will graduate into something else. They'll start to get comfortable with firearms, and once you start getting comfortable with firearms, what you will realize is, you may have started with that 22 caliber pistol, that Ruger 22 caliber pistol, and you really like shooting it because it's got really reduced recoil and it's just fun to shoot. But as you get comfortable with that, you might think, or you may graduate yourself up to a larger caliber, like, I don't know, 380 or 9mm. And then as you get comfortable with that, you may graduate into the man calibers, I'm just kidding. But it's all about what you're comfortable carrying, because having it is the most important thing. Contrary to what all these concealed carry gun nuts say, it's just having it is the most important thing for you to be able to defend yourself. Defend yourself. If you are defending yourself and you are doing the right things, chances are you will never have to pull your firearm, because you're not going to be doing the things that would endanger you anyways. You're not going to be in that place at that time. There's no reason to go cruising through Compton at 12:30 at night hoping to score some light bulbs at CVS. It's just, there's no reason to do that. So if you're not there, then there's no reason for you to have to pull your firearm. And that's, one of the things that you kind of need to understand is it's a terrible position to be in, to take somebody else's life. So a good defense is just not to be in those situations. But you got to have something. You should be carrying something in case, because there are lunatics all over the place that want to do people harm, and you could be the difference between a bunch of people getting killed or maybe just a bad guy getting killed. But it ultimately boils down to this: carry whatever is comfortable for you. If that is a Glock 19 with a 36 round extended magazine, then carry it. If it's if it's a Raven, Teflon coated so it doesn't spark when you throw it out of your car, carry it. Just have that ability with you. It's just a tool. Firearms are just tools. That's all they are. It's no different than a hammer and a screwdriver. You should just have those tools available to you. That's all I got. Except, I really think that Jaeger is seeing the errors of his way, and he's just working his way back to a 1911.
No way.
If he's working his way back, he'd be working his way back to like a 5-shot revolver.
No, he had to see what this is the problem. He was foreign. He was foreign bought. The Glock company foreign bought him. He was
Foreign bought?
Yeah, foreign. The Glock company is not an American company.
No, when you say foreign, I don't think German. I think like Japanese, Chinese, Taiwan.
Well,
Korean.
Germany's still foreign, but the
Do any of those
Glock
other
is actually
companies-
Austrian. I
Does
think.
Japan make any guns?
No, they don't. Not that. Oh, wait, I take it back. I'm sorry. For those of you who don't know, Winchester was bought by Japan, and all the Winchester firearms that are currently new firearms in the United States are from Japan.
Does Winchester still own the Winchester estate?
I do not believe that they've owned the state for a long time. I think the state of California owns the Winchester estate.
You think so?
Yeah, I think it's an actual national park.
Did you see the movie?
I have not seen the movie.
Let's go out here.
Sorry.
We go out there for you, not for us.
Day packs.
Which one did you want?
I think probably that one.
Well, grab it. We left them there and didn't pull them this morning so that you could pull the one you wanted. So if you ordered one of these and you get one that you don't think has an appropriate amount of camouflage of multicam tropic pattern on it, it's Reed's fault. Reed
it's
has
always my
your
fault.
bag.
Hold on.
No, I did it. Don't use any of that video. That's just me ranting because I really do hate Glocks. Damn it! There goes one of my sponsors.
You get sponsored, get deal with sponsors after you. You need to do.
I would love Fiocchi to sponsor me. Fiocchi, I guarantee you, I have one of the. I guarantee you, Fiocchi, I have one of the most diverse collection of firearms. Well, probably not that you've ever seen, because I'm sure you got a lot of weirdos out there. But I got some crazy guns.
You need them.